I saw you before you even clicked this video. No, not with my eyes. But I felt that heaviness you're carrying, that weight in your chest, that feeling that no matter how hard you pray, no matter how hard you work, something is pushing back. You feel like you're walking through waist deep water while everyone else is running on dry land. I know that feeling. I used to be the one putting that water there. I used to sit in rooms lit only by candles, surrounded by the smell of sage and things much darker, pulling the strings of people's lives. I was an insider. I knew the mechanics of the spiritual world like you know the back of your hand. And I'm telling you right now, there is one specific thing you are doing every single day that is acting like a spiritual wall. It is blocking your blessings. It is keeping your throat tight and your pockets empty. You think it's a harmless habit? It's a legal contract you've signed with the dark side. And today, I'm going to show you how to tear it up. Do you ever wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason? Just wide awake, heart racing. You feel like someone is watching you from the corner of the room. You try to go back to sleep, but your mind starts racing about every mistake you've ever made. You feel unloved. You feel forgotten. You look at your life and you see a cycle of almost. You almost got the job. You almost fixed the relationship. You almost found peace. But then, right at the finish line, everything crumbles. You think it's bad luck? You think it's just the way the world works? It's not. In the world I came from, we didn't believe in luck. We believed in access. And right now, you are giving the enemy access to your house, your mind, and your future. You are leaving the front door wide open and wondering why your treasures are missing. Let me tell you something I've never shared publicly. Years ago, before I found the light, I had people coming to me. They wanted to ruin lives. They wanted to stop someone's success. And do you know what I looked for first? I didn't look for their weaknesses. I didn't look for their sins. I looked for their words. I looked for that one habit that most people think is just being realistic. I would watch them from the shadows, spiritually speaking, and wait for them to open their mouths. Because the moment they spoke a certain way, they gave me the key. They gave me the permission to enter their life and wreak havoc. It was so easy. It was almost boring how easy it was. Most people are their own worst enemies and they don't even know it. They are casting spells on themselves every single morning over their coffee. Are you listening? Because if you miss this, you keep running in circles for the next 10 years. You keep wondering why God isn't answering you. He is answering, but you are canceling out the answer before it even reaches your front door. Think about your last week. Think about the conversations you had. Think about the things you said when you were alone in your car. Think about the way you talked about your finances, your health, your children. There is a vibration in your voice that the spirit world reacts to. When I was on the other side, we loved it when you complained. We loved it when you spoke death over your situation. Every I'll never get ahead was a brick we used to build a prison around you. Every I'm so tired of this life was an invitation for us to make you even more exhausted. We were just following your orders. You were the captain, and we were just the deckhands making sure your ship hit the rocks. I remember a woman. She was a target. Someone wanted her business to fail. I did everything I knew how to do. I burned the oils, I spoke the incantations. I called on the entities I served back then. But for 3 months, nothing happened. She was protected. I couldn't understand it. I was frustrated. My reputation was on the line. So I decided to observe her. I followed her spirit. And I realized something. She never complained. Even when her car broke down, she thanked God. Even when her bank account was low, she spoke about abundance. She had this shield around her made of her words. I couldn't find a crack. I couldn't find a legal right to touch her. But then one day, she got tired. She got bitter. She sat down with a friend and started venting. She said, maybe I'm just not meant to be happy. Maybe this is just my lot in life. I'm always going to be struggling. The moment those words left her lips, I felt the shield crack. It was like a bell ringing in the spirit realm. I had my entry point. Within a week, her business started bleeding money. Within a month, she was in my office. Not knowing who I was, asking for help because her life was falling apart. She didn't realize she had invited the destruction herself. This habit, this one thing, is asterisk agreement with the accuser. That's what it is. It's a formal agreement. You are agreeing with the lies that are being whispered into your ear. You think those negative thoughts are yours. They aren't. They are suggestions, they are baits. And the moment you speak them out loud, you have signed the contract. You have said, yes, I agree that I am a failure. Yes, I agree that my family will never change. And the spirit world says, so be it. You have the power of life and death in your tongue. I saw it. I used it. I manipulated it. And now I'm telling you to stop it. Stop being a co conspirator in your own downfall. You are literally praying to the wrong side when you speak misery into your future. Does this scare you? It should. It should scare you enough to make you change. Because the spiritual world is more real than the chair you're sitting on. It's more real than the phone in your hand. There are forces that hate you. They hate the light inside you. They hate the blessings that are stored up for you in the heavenly places. And they are terrified of you finding out the truth. They want you to stay in this habit of venting and being honest about your feelings. But your feelings are liars. Your feelings are shaped by the atmosphere around you. And if that atmosphere is controlled by the enemy, your feelings will lead you straight into a pit. Let me give you the 3 points of power. These are the 3 ways this habit manifests and how it's literally choking the life out of your blessings. First, your words are seeds. In the craft, we knew that every word carried a frequency. If you want to grow a garden of thorns, you plant thorn seeds. If you want a garden of roses, you plant roses. Most of you are planting thorns and then crying because your hands are bleeding. You say, I'm so sick of this, and you wonder why your body feels heavy. You say, I'm broke, and you wonder why your car breaks down the next day. You are literally summoning the very thing you fear. You have to understand that the spirit realm doesn't know sarcasm. It doesn't know I'm just joking. It only knows the authority of the human voice. When you speak, the unseen world moves. Are you moving it toward your blessing or away from it? Every time you speak negatively about your life, you are sending your blessings back to the warehouse. You are telling the angels, I don't want that. I want more of this pain. Second, your habit of complaining creates a dark canopy over your head. When I used to look at people through the veil, some people had a golden light over them, others had a thick gray fog. That fog was created by their constant murmuring and complaining. It acts like a ceiling. Your prayers go up, they hit that fog of your own making, and they bounce back down. It's a spiritual blockage. You are literally suffocating your own miracles. You're asking for a breakthrough, but your atmosphere is so heavy with doubt and bitterness that the breakthrough can't breathe. It can't manifest in that environment. Light cannot dwell with darkness. If you want the light of a blessing, you have to clear the fog with the power of gratitude, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Third, this habit creates a legal right for the enemy to stay. This is the most dangerous part. In the spiritual legal system, there are rules. An entity cannot just attack you for no reason if you are walking in the light. They need a door. They need a reason. When you engage in this habit of speaking death, you are giving them a legal right to occupy your space. It's like you're inviting a squatter into your house and giving them a key to the bedroom. You can pray for them to leave all day long, but as long as you keep handing them the key with your words, they aren't going anywhere. They will sit on your chest at night. They will drain your energy. They will make your spouse look like an enemy. And they will laugh because they know you gave them the right to be there. I remember a man who was very religious. He went to church every Sunday. He sang the songs. He gave his money. But during the week, he was a fountain of poison. He talked about how much he hated his boss. He talked about how his kids were no good and would never amount to anything. He talked about how the world was ending and everything was going to hell. I was assigned to him. It was the easiest job I ever had. I didn't even have to do much. I just kept feeding him news stories and bad reports, and he would do the work for me. He would speak the curses over his own children. He would speak the curses over his own career. He was a believer, but his habit made him a servant of the dark. His blessings were sitting on a shelf, gathering dust, because he refused to change his language to match the kingdom he claimed to belong to. Do you see yourself in this? Be honest. Are you the one building the wall? Are you the one pushing the blessing away? You might be saying, but you don't know my life. You don't know how hard it is. You're right, I don't. But I know the laws of the Spirit. I know that the harder the life, the more important your words become. If you are in a hole, the last thing you should do is keep digging. Your words are your shovel. You can either dig yourself deeper, or you can use those same words to build a ladder. But you can't do both at the same time. I've seen things that would make your blood run cold. I've seen the way spirits attach themselves to people through their gossip and their venting. It's like a spiritual parasite. It feeds on your negativity. Every time you get on the phone to talk about someone else's failure or to moan about your own, that parasite grows. It gets stronger, it gets louder, and eventually it starts controlling your thoughts before you even have a chance to think them. You become a puppet for the very forces that want to see you destroyed. And the worst part? You'll think it's just your personality. You'll think, that's just how I am. No, it's not. It's a habit that has become a shackle. But here is the secret. Here is the part the enemy doesn't want you to know. The moment you stop, the moment you silence that voice, the moment you decide to speak life even when you see death, the entire spiritual atmosphere around you shifts. It's like a seismic wave. When I was in the dark, if a target suddenly started praising or speaking truth in the middle of a storm, it was like a blinding light hit us. We had to back off. We couldn't stand the frequency. It was painful. It was repulsive to the darkness. You have that power right now in your mouth. You don't need a special ritual. You don't need a candle. You don't need a medium. You just need to change your agreement. I want you to try something. I want you to look at the area of your life that is the most broken, the one that keeps you up at night. Is it your health, your bank account, your marriage? Now, I want you to think about what you've been saying about it. Be real with yourself. Have you been speaking the problem, or have you been speaking the solution? Have you been agreeing with the fear, or have you been agreeing with the promise? If you want the blessing to be unblocked, you have to stop talking about the mountain and start talking to the mountain. You have to tell it where to go. This isn't about positive thinking. This isn't some self help trick. This is spiritual warfare. This is about reclaiming the territory you've lost. The enemy has been camping out in your future, eating your fruit, and using your own words to keep you out. Are you going to let him stay? Are you going to keep providing him with the fuel he needs to burn down your house? Or are you going to shut your mouth to the poison and open it to the power? I spent years in the dark. I know the tricks. I know the traps. And I'm telling you, this habit of negative confession is the one way blessings are diverted. It's the one way people stay stuck in cycles for 40 years that should have only lasted 40 days. Don't let that be you. Don't let another day go by where you are the one blocking your own light. There is a harvest waiting for you. There are connections, there is healing, there is a peace that passes understanding. It's all there. It's already been provided. But it's stuck. It's stuck in the pipeline because you filled that pipeline with the sludge of your complaints and your agreements with the enemy. It's time to flush the system. It's time to speak things that are not as though they were. It's time to declare that you are blessed, not because you feel it, but because it is the truth of the kingdom you belong to. Listen to me. The forces of darkness are listening to you right now. They are waiting to see what you do after you finish this video. They are hoping you'll say, well, that was interesting, and then go right back to your habit. They are hoping you'll call someone and complain about how long this video was. They are hoping you'll stay in the fog, because as long as you stay there, you are no threat to them. You are a victim. But the moment you change your words, you become a warrior. And a warrior with a voice is the enemy's worst nightmare. I want you to make a commitment. right now, in the comments. I don't want you to just type Amen. I want you to write one thing you are going to stop saying, one negative habit you are breaking today. Write it down publicly. Make a declaration in the physical world that echoes in the spiritual world. Say, I am no longer agreeing with the lie that I am alone. Say, I am done speaking death over my finances. Break the contract. Tear it up. You have the key. You've always had it. I used to try to hide that key from people like you. I used to try to distract you with fear and drama so you wouldn't look at your own tongue. But I'm on the other side now. I'm standing in the light, and I'm telling you, the door is right there. Your blessings are right there. All you have to do is stop locking the door from the inside. Chant your words. Change your atmosphere. Unblock your life. The shadows have to flee when you speak the light. So, what are you going to say? Are you going to keep the habit that kills, or are you going to start the habit that heals? The choice is yours, but remember, the spirit world is recording every word. Choose wisely. Your breakthrough is literally on the tip of your tongue. Don't swallow it, speak it, and watch what happens when the walls you built finally come tumbling down. I'll be watching, not from the shadows, but with a heart full of hope for your freedom. Now, go out there and speak life. Your future is waiting for you to call it forth. Do not stay silent. Do not stay defeated. You are the one with the authority. Use it